and Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas will obviously be coming off the bench. And I think he can really perform well in Phoenix. There's not many people to take away from him. I think he's going to have a good year. And the Suns will make the playoffs. They'll be the 8th seed. So why are you going with Taj?
I think Isaiah Thomas is a very viable candidate too. I wonder how well they're going to be able to keep everyone happy in that guard rotation. With the Bulls, Taj Gibson knows his role, and we saw against New York that he is able to exploit secondary bigs, and that's what he's going to be seeing as a power forward who can probably start on. I heard, I think Jeff Van Gundy was saying could start on 25 teams in the NBA at the power forward position, and they got him coming off the bench. He in all rights should have probably beat Jamal Crawford out for the honor last year, and I think this year with playing second fiddle to behind Joakim Noah and Taj Gibson Pau Gasol, I think it's going to wear down a lot of other bigs, and they're not going to have a lot to defend Taj Gibson once he gets in there. And plus, Gibson's going to get a lot of the fourth quarter minutes, so he's going to get a lot of minutes off the bench and definitely play some second-tier players. And we saw what he could do against the Knicks off the bench. He's not going to be playing tonight with a sprained ankle, so as long as he can stay healthy, look at that, 3 sprained ankles for 2 players in Chicago. But as long as he can stay healthy, I think he will be right at the top for 6-man.
Okay. I really like Taj Gibson, so I have no problem with that pick. I just think Isaiah Thomas is going to come up with it. Last award, and final part of our NBA preview, most improved player, you have Anthony Bennett. I'm going with Andre Drummond. Why do you think Anthony Bennett is going to suddenly become a decent player?
I just think with the chance of minutes, and I think having minutes in a team where, again, we agree there's not really too much there in Minnesota. But they're still a decent team, but he's going to have an opportunity to score. And they're really going to want to see this year what he actually is as a player with his first chance to really get minutes, as he didn't get the minutes that he probably deserved in Cleveland last year. So alongside Wiggins and Pekovic and Rubio, there's definitely going to be some chance for him to be the second and third option and get some points. And I think he can average close to 15 points a game this year, and which I think would be enough for him to get most improved.
But the reason why he didn't get so many minutes in Cleveland was because he was a number 1 overall draft pick who went 0 for 26 from the field to start off his career. That's why he wasn't getting the minutes, because he wasn't performing.
And I think he just had a lot of pressure on him because no one was happy with that pick in Cleveland at all. And I think the fact that they have a chance for him to go in a low-pressure situation and try and perform there with no playoff expectations at all is really going to help him.
But I mean, I understand pressure lowering your performance level a little bit, but he was terrible last year, especially for. I understand he shouldn't have gone first overall. He should have been mid to late first round. But for a first round draft pick, that was ridiculous. He was terrible last year. That was like Kwame Brown-esque.
Which means there's room for him to improve, right?
Yes, but what's going to improve him? The system? The talent around him?
The minutes. I think he was a lot better player than we saw and than everyone thought he was in Cleveland. He played a little bit better towards the end of last year, especially once he was getting minutes. And then I think that a chance in Minnesota for him is going to be a chance for him to really improve as a player. And I think we're going to see that this year.
All right, CB. I think it's going to be Andre Drummond. He's going to be a vital part of this Pistons offense this year. I like this team a lot. I actually had them going to the playoffs last year. I don't think they'll make it this year. I think they still need some build. They still have some building to do. But I really like the combo of Brandon Jennings, Greg Monroe, and Andre Drummond. If they can lock those guys up, that would be perfect.
See, I already think the problem I have with Drummond is I think he already broke out. I just don't see him improving as much as some of the other players. Like, I think the Greek Freak will be in the line for most improved.
Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yes, and even someone that at my school sports debate club we were talking about for both most improved and MVP, Anthony Davis, again, is someone similar to Andre Drummond. The fact they already had really good seasons last year, and they're going to improve a lot. But that's not the player that a lot of times ends up winning the most improved. It's a lot of times a player who goes from like mid to low level recognition and then jumps to like starter to star level. And I think that's something that we're not going to see from Drummond because we already saw a big jump from him.
Okay. And now, I wish there was an award I could give out. Now, he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. He didn't play in the league last year, so he's not going to win Most Improved. But he is going to be a vital role player for the Houston Rockets this year. CB, I know you know who I'm talking about.
Is it the Nikola Mirotic of the Bulls?
It's not Nikola Mirotic of the Bulls. It is, however...
It's similar. He has a similar role to Nikola Mirotic of the Bulls, though.
That is true. Former EuroLeague champion for Barcelona, BC. For Olympiacos, BC. Costa Papanikolaou, former second-round draft pick of the New York Knicks a couple years back. He was traded to his draft rights were traded to the Blazers, along with Yorgos Printezis, in the Raymond Felton trade. Then I don't even know how he got to the Rockets. I think that was the Thomas Robinson trade.
Certified man crush by Nick Milgautis, and there's no other way to put it.
Basically. But Costa Papanikolaou, all bias aside, he's going to make a significant impact for the Rockets as a role player this year. I'm not going to hype him up to be a star, even though I think he is. And he will develop into one of the better players in the NBA. But he will be a vital role player this year. So yeah, that's going to do it for our NBA preview. Due to that, we're going to have to cut Bang Bang, the Snowball Effect, Joel Embiid.
That's because there's no snowball, so there can't be the snowball effect. But
all right.
NBA preview took a lot, so no time for who's hot, who's not, and no time for social network. But Nick still has everyone's favorite segment, the Bruh of the Week.
The Bruh of the Week. It was just too good to pass up this week. I had to include it. It goes to CB Garrett's favorite player of all time, Michael Jordan. Now, he took over. This goes to him for two reasons. First off, he took over the Charlotte Hornets Twitter account. It was part of some promotion that he probably came up with. It was terrible for the most part. But Keegan Bradley was his name, I think. I don't watch golf. I think that was his name. Keegan Bradley decided to call out MJ on the Hornets Twitter, and basically told him he was a horrible golfer, and that he beat him on the green or whatever. And MJ fired back, saying, you were... I don't know what the exact quote was, but you wear my shoes. Last time I checked, I don't wear Eric Keegan's. It was, like, if you saw it when it came up there, it was hilarious. And
it was Twitter gold. I will give you that.
It was Twitter gold. Better than anything I've ever tweeted. And that is saying something. And if you go look at Keegan Bradley's Instagram, he does in fact wear Jordans, not Air Keegan's. And also...
There's confirmation there?
Huh? Yeah, it was confirmation. Yep. And CB actually suggested a runner-up for Bro of the Week, so you can go ahead, CB.
Well, I saw on Facebook about halfway through the show.
Yeah, CB actually still uses Facebook, by the way.
Facebook can be useful for Bleacher Report and Deadspin, but so from Bleacher Report, there was an article out there that said John Wall gave out instead of tricks or treat, it was kicks or treat. He gave out John Wall shoes to kids who came by and trick or treated at his house. So I found that as the runner-up for Bro of the Week.
First of all, it's Bro of the Week. You just completely butchered that segment. Second of all, that is awesome. I wish I lived in the DC area so I can go get me a pair of them shoes. I actually saw them in Slam. They're insanely nice. He just signed a deal with Adidas. He used to have those Reebok shoes. like the Zigs or whatever. They weren't even that great. But these new ones, they're actually really cool. I think I'm gonna get a pair. Just to update you on a couple scores though, the Devils went final. They won 3-2 over the Blue Jackets. Congratulations to you, CB. The Islanders,
Rangers,
huh?
Rangers and Jets are tied at the end of regulation.
Yeah, so they're heading into overtime. Um, Islanders and Sharks, they haven't started yet. They play at 10:30. The Penguins shut out the Sabres 5-0. No, no, buddy. All right. Get you some NBA. I think the Nets are playing right now.
The Timberwolves have come back from like a 15-point halftime deficit to cut it to 76-74. I think the Bulls only have like 2 or 3 points in the entire second half right now. 3 minutes in third quarter.
Okay. I don't think we have too many Bulls fans listening though.
Noah Taborda anywhere?
No. All right. But the Nets, 96-86, with 3:30 left in the fourth quarter over the Pistons. So yeah, if you guys want to tune into that game. Wrap up some college. Arkansas is tied with number 1 Mississippi State, 10-all. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Auburn Ole Miss is heading into the fourth quarter. That's a real close one. Auburn's up 28-24, but Ole Miss has the ball. Stanford is down 24-13 to Oregon in the third quarter. Kansas State is up 21-7 on Oklahoma State heading into halftime. Notre Dame is up 28-17 on Navy going into halftime. Ohio State is shutting out Illinois 24-0 going into halftime. So we'll leave you with those scores. As always, check us out on Facebook, Twitter. Facebook and Twitter. Follow us on Spreaker. Don't forget to check us out next week and every Saturday after that. Hopefully we'll have Snowball back next week. Hopefully CB will actually. Yeah, hopefully CB will be back next week too.
I won't be here next week.
You won't be here?
I should be here next week.
Okay, that's good to hear. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Go Steelers tomorrow, gonna take the division lead. Yeah, thanks for listening.